Today, I'm going to show you everything you need to know to lift your Can-Am Maverick R with the AGM Electric Jack Pro. I'm Bryan with AGM, and this is how you lift it, where we test real vehicles in real situations to show you the best way to get the job done. Because how you lift it matters. Trust me, this has happened more times than I want to admit. Nothing kills the fun faster than a simple trail fix turning into a whole new list of headaches. But it doesn't have to be that way. We build jacks that actually help with real trail problems. So today I'm not only going to show you how to lift your Maverick R, I'm going to show you how to make the whole process easier so even a trail repair becomes just another part of the adventure. Let's get into it. So the first thing we want to do if the car is drivable is make sure to get off of the trail. That way we're not blocking the trail for others and we're in a safer spot to work on the vehicle. The next thing, we want to look for a flat spot if we can without rocks or debris. That way it's easier to lift the car and we're not dealing with that stuff if we have to get down under the car. Lifting from the front, we're going to go underneath the control arm here, kind of in line with the shock out close to the tire. That way we have a nice chunk of area to pick up from. So to access it from the front side of the arm, we're actually going to take the collar and turn it about 90 degrees. And what we're doing here, as we put in the hook, is we're changing the way the jack is going to pivot. Because we kind of have a compound angle here where it's sloping down and sloping back, the jack may have a tendency to want to kick out on us. But if we turn this 90 degrees so that it doesn't flex on this plane, it makes it a little bit easier for it to go in there and be stable as we lift. So with that turned, we actually have the pad kicked kind of pointing towards the tire as well. We want to pick up a couple points of contact here on the arm to increase stability. And now lift. There you go. Tire is off the ground and ready for your repair. For bigger repairs, or if your car's going to be off the ground for a longer period of time, try to find something in the area, whether it's a spare tire, an ice chest, a toolbox, rock sticks, something that you can put under the car to act as a second point of contact in addition to the jack. That way the car's a little bit more stable. You'll have the jack, whatever you've used as your temporary jack stand, plus the wheels on the opposite side, providing a bit more stability just in case you're having to work on the car with a little bit of force or you're having to get in and out of the car to grab parts or tools. If you're unable to or uncomfortable with lifting from the front control arm, you can also lift from the side of the car here at this lowest point in the door, picking up under that side rail. So to do that, we're going to take and adjust the collar up. We'll kick the bottom of the jack under the car so it's more in line with what we're lifting, top of the jack towards us. That way as we pick up, that jack's going to stand up vertical again, keeping that pad nice and flat so that the car doesn't have a chance to slide off of it. So with it in that position, we can raise. Now, although I'm off the ground here, I think this is the perfect time to point something out. Say you did this lift and you weren't able to get the car off the ground on that first pick. The car actually gets narrower as you lift, and we can use that to our advantage. So what we can do if I didn't get off the ground here is I can actually lower the car back down, and because those tires have sucked in, the car's going to stay at a higher ride height than it was when I first started. I can then adjust the collar up higher, pick the car again and get even higher off the ground. So I'll show you what that looks like. So you can see the height we picked up from now, but the car is substantially higher, so we can actually take advantage of that. We'll bring the collar up, reclamp, go back under, and now we're going to pick up another 4 or 5 inches without using any travel inside the jack. So now you can see I have the tire way off the ground, and I've only used about 6 or 7 of the 14 inches. The reason this is really cool is, say you're doing some kind of repair and you realize, oh shoot, I have to get this even higher. If we had only done it in the first lift, there's less potential or less extra travel stored in the jack for you to raise further. But by doing this 2-pick or this 2-lift system, we now have half the travel still stored here, just in case we need to go even higher. To lift from the rear of the car, we're going to pick up from the control arm, specifically underneath here, in line with the shock. So to do that, we're going to lower the collar down. Oh, a bit more. Line that up, and just like we did up front, we're going to kick the bottom of the jack in just a little bit more, a little more stability, and I've actually rotated the pad so it's sitting perpendicular to the arm. The arm isn't quite straight with the car, so what that means is the jack is kind of kicked towards the gearbox. So with that in, I have the top of the jack resting up against the coil springs for my second point of contact. Right angle, 2 points of contact, I am ready to lift. Okay, car is off the ground and ready for your repair. If you're unable to lift from the outside of the trailing arm, there's actually a few options inside this area. So we'll walk through each one of them, kind of show you how that works. That way, depending on your situation, you have multiple ways to lift. The first is going to be picking up from the sway bar end link bracket here under the arm. To do that, we're going to want to take and turn the collar 90 degrees. That way it's in line or going the same direction as the cross bolt in the pad. Then we're going to fish this in between the shock and the upright. Push the jack all the way in. That way the very base of the pad is what's contacting the bracket where the sway bar end link is. And then we're going to register the top of the jack against the spring. Kind of wedge it in the corner there. That in place, we should be able to lift. Now the tire is off the ground and ready for your repair. You can also lift here from the chassis, just forward of the exhaust. This lift is great if you're actually trying to work on the suspension. You're able to pick up from the body and keep this free and clear. So to do that, we want to turn the collar 90 degrees. That way the hook will be in line with the bolt and the battery is sticking out to the side. We'll take and feed the jack in between the exhaust and the shock. Install the hook. Looks like we need a little bit more height. And lift. In all the lifts we demonstrated today, we used the standard hook, which does come with all the jacks. But if you want a bit more versatility, we have as an accessory the combo hook. Now they are about the same size, but where this differs is the combo hook allows more customization. So I can remove attachments and reposition them wherever I need to better fit the lift that I'm performing. In addition to the hook and the pad attachment, we do also offer a pin that comes with this product. This is great for some cars where you have large holes in the side rails of the chassis. or suspension components that already have pre-built holes to receive a lifting device. So looking for a bit more versatility, combo hook's your answer. Okay, we got a flat. Let's put it all together and see what a tire change looks like. So you can see, although I was trying to catch all of them, one did fall in the dirt. Not a big deal. We'll pick that up, knock it out, blow it out. The thing we're trying to do here is keep dirt out of the threads. That way when we go back on, that dirt doesn't gall between these female and male threads. But if it does happen, you can see, easy enough to clean up. Once you have those off, store them somewhere safe and out of the dirt. Take off the flat tire and replace it with a new one. Okay, with the wheel on, we'll grab our lug nuts out. Did it again. That's okay. Knock it out, blow it out, install it. Now I'm starting these all by hand instead of starting them with the impact because there is no lead in or nose on these studs. It's worth taking just the extra couple seconds to make sure that you get them threaded instead of cross-threaded. With all those in place, we are going to run this down just till it touches. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to go in a star pattern. The reason we want to do that instead of just going in a circle is if we go in a circle, there is a small chance that this wheel could tighten down crooked or not perfectly flush to the brake rotor. And I wouldn't know that because all of the lug nuts would tighten. But once you go drive the car for a while and the wheel's able to rotate, it would recenter itself and then the lugs would be loose. These would for sure come off. We would break studs and we'd lose the wheel. Studs take a long time to replace. Most people don't have them on them. So spend the extra couple seconds, do this in a star pattern, just like this. And then I do like to go around this one more time just to make sure that I hit everything. Okay, this is tight. We're gonna lower this back down and ready to get back on the trail. Now, the only thing that I would do differently if I did not have a power tool is before lifting the car, I would make sure to break all of these loose. That way, when you do raise the vehicle, you don't need someone to stand on the brake in order to finish taking your lug nuts off. And that's it, tire changed. Real quick, we've gotten a ton of questions on how to mount your Electric Jack Pro to the Can-Am Mav R. Let me show you the answer. These are the quick clamps. They are a super simple, easy to install, in your own garage setup that just bolts right in place with some Allen wrenches and Loctite. And they're even easier to operate. Let me show you. Squeeze the trigger, release. Same thing here on the bottom. Jack comes out and you are ready to get to work. Let me show you that in reverse. So to install, we're gonna go back in, run the strap into the buckle, give that a couple clicks, same with the bottom, and now this thing is super secure. It's not going anywhere. Now, if you can't mount it to a chassis tube, like I said earlier, we do have a panel mount option. This guy comes with 5/16 18 thread in the bottom so that you can bolt this down to a roof rack or the back of the car, securing the jack just like you would with these two mount options. Check out the quick clamps. And that is everything you need to know to lift your Can-Am Maverick R with the AGM Electric Jack Pro. Now, all the lifts we demonstrated today had one goal in mind, and that's to create safer trail repair, because how you lift it matters. I'm Bryan with AGM, and this is how you lift it. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.